Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Miguel. Today, I'll explain to you why the ChatGPT application will die and why it's a good thing for us. Let me break it down for you. Now, OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, actually has a second application, which is called Codex. Codex was meant initially for developers. You could only use it in the terminal, which was not very friendly. But now it has a fantastic desktop application, which is just a flat out replacement for ChatGPT. Now, they both use the exact same brain. In AI, what's important is not the brain that you use, it's actually the body that you build around it. You could have even a dumber brain, but as long as you connect it well to all of the applications that you use on your computer, it's going to outperform just an isolated, better brain. You can think of Codex as just a bigger brother to ChatGPT who shares the exact same brains and also has better capabilities. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you the application of ChatGPT. As you can see, things have not really moved since probably a few months, mainly because the focus right now of OpenAI is in developing this Codex application, which already works fantastically, and I will show it to you right afterwards. Right here, you still have your quote unquote default things that you can do: generate images. GPT image generation is still the best one on the market by far. Deep research, handling projects, etc. Now, instead of using ChatGPT on the web, you have a different alternative, which is going to be just downloading the Codex application. For the exact same price and the same subscription, you get access to this. The team behind this application were within the founders of macOS, so it integrates fantastically with all of the Mac and Apple ecosystem. As you can see right here, on top of just being able to choose the different brains that you use, so the model itself, you can also choose the speed at which it's going to respond to you. So you have the capacity of just increasing the speed up to 1.5 times the speed of GPT 5.5, which you cannot do on ChatGPT. You have the capacity of generating images. Everything that you can do with ChatGPT, you can do with Codex, and so much more. For example, now instead of applications, you have entire libraries of plugins that are available to you. The connection between these applications and Codex is actually of better quality than the ones from ChatGPT, because that was just the first generation of AI. We don't know what the next level UI or UX is going to look for this type of applications. On top of all of the things that I've already mentioned, you can also use automations. And right now, I'm just not talking about daily briefs from your emails or Slack. These can be end to end workflows completely automated with computer use, just with natural language. You have so many more things that you can do with Codex. It's fantastic at running long tasks, and I highly recommend you give it a try. I really, really enjoy using the capacity of pursuing goals. Now, once you set a goal to Codex, it's going to work not for 1 to 5 minutes, it's going to work for 10 minutes, 30, and even a couple of hours. Just imagine the possibilities. This is why the ChatGPT application will most likely get deprecated, because what's really important to OpenAI is the GPT model itself and driving adoption. And right now, Codex is simply the better alternative to ChatGPT for the same price and for the same provider. Now, over the next couple of videos, I'm going to be showing you how you can make the most out of Codex. I'm going to say catch you soon and have a fantastic day. See you.